Okay, good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Good to see everyone. We're continuing in Pirkei Avos with the commentary of Rabbeinu Yona. The Shiurim of Friday are dedicated by my dear friend Rabbi Rose of Los Angeles, Lo Nishmas Tzvi Ben Levi Yitzchak, the Sham Sham Aliyah, B'Yom Meil Tziosh of his whole family, Abi Eskel Tzedek. Perek Beis Mishna Yud Aleph. We're learning about the 5 students of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai would praise these 5 students. Rabbi Elazar ben Horkinus, he said, was a lime pit that didn't lose a drop. Rabbi Shua ben Chananya, fortunate as he is, his forebearers. Rabbi Yossi HaKoyin was a chassid. Rabbi Shimon ben Nesana was God-fearing. Rabbi Elazar ben Arach was Kamayin HaMiskaber. And he said, go out and see what is the best path for a person to stick to, that from there you'll get all midos tovos. Rabbi Elazar said a good eye, Rabbi Shua said a good friend, Rabbi Yossi said a good neighbor, Rabbi Shimon said seeing the future, Rabbi Elazar ben Arach said a good heart. The way Rabbeinu Yona understood that, it meant what path should a person focus on that from there he will excel, he will be able to attain all good midos tovos. Because a person can't grab everything at once. So what should they focus on, that by focusing on that they'll be able to acquire all midos tovos? So one opinion was, try to be a good friend to someone, try to be a good neighbor to someone. And Rabbi Elazar ben Arach said, a good heart. Good heart, Rabbeinu Yona interpreted as the midah of ratzain, being tolerant, not being short-fused, distancing from anger, answering softly. Even if somebody does something bad to you, you tolerate it. And now we're learning the bad path that you should stay away from. Now, after that, Rabbeinu Yona learned that each of these Talmidim, even though they taught many things, they had certain things that they focused on primarily. Now we're going to learn what Rabbi Yeshua focused on primarily. You know, what were his 3 things that he taught? You would expect, since Rabbi Yeshua said the best path in life is to be a good friend to someone, these 3 things probably have to do with how to be a good friend. Let's see. Rabbi Yeshua Omer, Ayin Harah, bad eye, v'yetza Harah, and the evil inclination, v'sinas habriyos, and hatred, moitzianas ha'adam min ha'olam, takes a person out of this world. Says Rabbeinu Yona, mi she'eno semech b'chalkai, one who's not happy with his lot, v'oyein es chaveroi ha'asher mimeno, and he's always eyeing his friend who's wealthier than him. Masa yasher kamay, when will I be wealthy like him? V'goyreim ra la'atzmai v'chaveroi, you cause bad for yourself and for your friend. Kasher amru chachmei hateva, like the scientists say, hachoymed mikol hashel re'ehu. When you desire something that belongs to your friend, avir oila min hamachshava, a harmful air rises from that evil thought. V'soyref es hadvarim she'iein bahem be'ino hara, and burns up that item that you were eyeing, desiring. In other words, you see your friend, he drives by in a nice car, and you say, wow, how did he get that car? Why don't I have that car? It irks you. That thought that you have, Rabbeinu Yona says, the scientists say, that it creates a certain heat and hot and damaging spirit and air, and it will then go consume that item. Not only that, gam kirba yisaref, it consumes your innards. Because you desire something that doesn't belong to you. Even though you have the ability to get that thing. That thought will ruin your body, will shorten your spirit, and it takes you out of this world. That literally, having jealousy has some kind of physical damaging ability to cause kilkul to that which you desire and want. It's obviously, it's not a it doesn't sound like it's a natural thing, although Rabbeinu Yona says this is what the Chachmei HaTeva say. This is not what the Rabbanim say, but the naturalists, they say that when a person has a desire for someone else's item, it causes some kind of sensation where your desire causes a fire, a heat to go out and ruin that item, and then it ruins you. V'zehu Ayin Harah Shama Rabbi Yehuda. This is what the Ayin Harah that Rabbi Yehuda was talking about. Now it's interesting. Because if you remember, it was Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinus who said that the derech ra that you should stay away from is an ayin ra. Rabbi Yehuda says no, the derech ra is chaver ra, but his teaching is ayin hara and v'yetzer hara and sinas habriyos, hating people, might see us adam and ilam, takes a person out of this world. Let's do a bit more. Mishna Yud Beis, Rabbi Yossi Omer, Yihi mamayin chavercha chavav alacha kishalach. Your friend's money should be dear to you as your own. Says Rabbeinu Yona, l'kayim by ratzayin balav, to do with it what the owner wants. If let's say somebody lends you something, or somebody lets you use something, the item should be dear to you, that you don't abuse it, you do with it as you would if it was yours. The haskein atzmecha lomay Torah. You got to prepare yourselves to learn Torah. She'ena Yerushalach. Torah is not a Yerusha. What does this mean? Says Rabbeinu Yona. How do you prepare yourself to learn Torah? What does it mean, prepare yourself to learn Torah? I'm prepared, okay? I buttoned my jacket. I cleared off my desk. Actually, I didn't, but you can't see that. I need to. What does it mean to prepare yourself to learn Torah? Says Rabbeinu Yona, haskein atzmecha b'midos hatayvos. Prepare yourself with good midos, kedei shetilmad haTorah, so that you should be able to learn Torah v'sagia el ma'alos hachasidos, and you could reach saintliness. Keda amrinan, like we said earlier, v'loi am haaretz chased. An unlearned person will not be righteous. Unlearned means not just in wisdom, but in character traits. This is what Shalom Melech said, Alav Hashalom. Ramais le'evil chachmais, bashar lo yiftach pihu. Wisdom is lofty to the fool. In the gate, he will not open his mouth. Right, Solaimar. Ki ha'evil, the fool, ha'chachma elav, wisdom, rachaik v'gavaya gavaya miyim tza'ena. Wisdom for the fool is very distant. Who could find it? Uvashar, and in the gate, shu makom shapoiskin shamas hadin. That's the place where they execute judgment. Medabrim batar, and they speak in learning. Yachsem piu, he'll muzzle his mouth. Ki lo yedal hashav, he won't know what to say. So for the fool, wisdom is aloof. He will not open his mouth where in the gate where halacha is discussed. Mechashiv lehareya, Shlomo says, loy bal mazimay sikro. Mechashiv lehareya, loy bal mazimay sikro. What does that mean? Kolomer, shaloy toimer, don't say, b'shvil she'ein das ha'evel soivel loy nischakim. Don't say, you know why the fool is not wise? Because his mind can't tolerate it. He doesn't have the wisdom to know wisdom. Meaning, don't think when somebody doesn't know Torah, it's because he's not smart enough. No. Because he's very smart. He's plotting to do evil all day long. He's planning to do evil all day long. His logic is great. And is sharp when it comes to all bad matters. He has renown. Everyone calls him the master of cunning. So why would somebody not know Torah? It's not because he's not smart, because when it comes to doing bad, he's clever like anything. You know why he's not successful in learning? The reason this person doesn't understand learning, it's not his intelligence, it's his character. Ki hakli beis kibalu. Because a vessel is a receptacle. And this person does not have the receptacle to hold the Torah. So part of being, when the Mishnah says, V'haskein atzmcha lomai Torah, it means make sure to acquire the good characteristics and the character traits needed to learn Torah. Uv'chlal, gam b'chlal haskein atzmcha, included in preparing yourself for learning, is lema'id batanugim k'dei shetilmai Torah harbe, is to minimize your physical enjoyment to be able to learn a lot. Like we learned in Perek Vav, Kachi darka shel Torah. This is the path of Torah. Pas v'amelech toichel. You eat bread with salt. Umayim b'mesura tishtei. You drink measured water. V'al ha'aretz tishan. You sleep in constraint. V'chayid sar tichya. In other words, a person lives in a way where he's not indulgent. Uva-Torah teheyamel. So haskein atzmcha lomai Torah means to minimize physical pleasure. Ki hamarbe b'tanugim leisishkam b'soichei hachachma. One who increases his delights, it will not dwell within him wisdom. K'maisha amar tzavaroi shamein aveh. His neck is thick and fat. And what does it mean, prepare yourself to learn Torah, because it's not a Yerusha? Says Rabbeinu Yona, v'loi sasigena am sigaba. You will not achieve it unless you toil. She'eno ki Yerushas Avos. It's not like an inheritance. An inheritance, you just wake up in the morning and bam, it's in your account. There's nothing you need to do. The son is just zoicha to his father's assets. Shahaben zoicha ba b'loi Torah. Even if your your ancestors, for many generations, were all wise and sagacious, don't say, well, it's coming to me. You know, my great-great-grandfather was Rashi, and my great-grandfather was the Vilna Gaon, and my grandfather was the Chassam Sofer. So I don't have to try. I'll, learn with my brain tied behind my back, and it will just come to me. It's in my milk. Don't say Torah Torah only returns to its host if you toil in it. Yes, if you have good yichus and you toil, the Torah will come back to you. But if you don't toil, the Torah is not staying with you. Don't say the fruit of the tzaddik is a tree of life. Eina davar kain. It's not so. Ki im lamachazikim ba. Don't say that the pre-tzaddik, meaning the descendants of the tzaddik, will have the tree of life, which is the Torah. Don't say the descendants of a tzaddik will automatically understand the Torah. No, it's only an Eitz Chaim lamachazikim ba, to those who hold on to it with effort, u'lesaimcheha, and those who support it. V'laveisecha levadam nitna chachma. God gave the Torah just to your forefathers, but v'loi tira shasa, you will not inherit it. If you want it, acquire it with your toil. If you do this, okay, we'll hold it over here, and I wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos. Next Monday there will be shir, but Wednesday and Friday this coming week there's no shir. Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay.
Big time in Brazil.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, thank you.
Nice community there.
Yeah, listen to some of the listen to the kumzits.
Yeah, I listened to you had this kumzits.
Yeah.
Shabbos interspersed with some music.
Yeah, the kumzits was very nice.
So I did.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. Hatzlacha. All the best. Be well. Good Shabbos, everyone. Kol tov. Good.